Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Welcome to the information session for the University of Georgia for Alpha Lambda Delta. And my name's Eileen Merberg, and I'm the executive director. We're headquartered in Rochester, New York. And your chapter president, I think. I'll have Naya introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Naya. I'm the chapter president at the University of Georgia for ALD. I am a third year this year as a chemistry major, and I can't wait to see you guys.
Great. Okay, thanks. So just to give you a sense of this usually last about 20 minutes. I'm going to give an overview of Alpha Lambda Delta. There's a couple questions that I know we always get from students who are invited to join, things you might be wondering about. So I'll try and answer them. And Naya, I'm going to pull you in to give your perspective and then have you talk specifically about the University of Georgia's chapter. And then we can answer any questions you all might have. You could put in chat or turn your camera on and ask away. So we are a National Honor Society, and we're collegiate based, obviously, at the University of Georgia. We have chapters all over the country. You might be familiar with a National Honor Society, NHS, that might have been active in your high school. But when you get into college, there are many different kinds of honor societies. Most of them are discipline based or based on your major. So you might be invited to join them as you get more into your major in your junior, third year, maybe even senior year. But for Alpha Lambda Delta, we're interdisciplinary, so all majors are invited, and we're focused on students who do well their first semester or first year. So that is our niche or focus. We've been around a long time, since 1924, so we're almost 100 years old. We are recognized at almost 400 chapters across the country, but more like 300 of them are active chapters. And we do get new chapters joining our organization every year. We are nationally certified. That's going to come up in another slide where I talk about legitimacy. So just know that we're certified by ACHS, and that really means something for all the organizations you might be familiar with or might have been invited to join. There are some differences that set apart those that are truly an academic honor society versus another kind of organization. So I'll spend a little time in a minute talking about that. So you're here because, and you were invited because you did well last semester. So great job. 3.5 is our academic cutoff. We are going to talk about fees, and I'm going to have Naya talk about what they use the fees for on campus versus the national fees. So just for now, I always like to describe the fee that students pay for membership in Alpha Lambda Delta it varies by chapter because each individual chapter can decide what their local or chapter fee is. The national fee is always $30. It's never more. It's you never pay more. It's a $30 fee. But your chapter is, let me think. Do you know what the total fee is?
I want to say it's 25, but I'm not quite sure for just our chapter.
Yep, it is 25. So that's get to the math. 55. 30 plus 25. So for Georgia, it's 55. We'll talk a little bit more about why that's a fee and what it's for. But just know that there are no annual fees. So we think there's a lot of benefits to joining. Again, I am going to pull you and Naya to talk about the benefits that you see as a student from a student perspective, but it's certainly in general, we talk about it being great on the resume, an opportunity to develop leadership skills, a lot of career development stuff we offer, a perks program, honor cords, recognition. So we'll delve into those. You do get a certificate and a pin. It'll be a custom certificate with your name on it and a little insignia pin that are very popular. And then that is typically at an induction ceremony. Naya, do you plan the induction ceremony for Georgia?
We plan to do our induction ceremony for this year in the fall. So most likely like August, September.
Okay, so you're waiting on the fall, which some chapters do just to give more time, but also for when students come back, yeah, in the fall semester. Okay, so ceremonies can be really fun. They're really nice events. If you don't have to go to it, if it conflicts with your schedule, but it is a nice thing to go to, and it can be a lot of fun. And there's usually food, so I hope you're gonna have food. There's always like a cake or sometimes it's a whole meal, but usually parents and families are welcome to come as well, and it makes for a really nice event. Okay, so let's just jump into the meat of the info session, which is all those either frequently asked questions or myths and misperceptions and just sort of things I've heard over the years. And one of them is that students sometimes are surprised they're invited or don't see the value to joining an honor society just because they got good grades. Like, what's the big deal? So what? So I got a 3.7 or 3.8 or 3.5 or whatever it was. And we think it is a big deal. Where our founding was on the premise that academic excellence, particularly in the first year, is something worth celebrating. It's a major accomplishment. Not always easy to get. It's typically one of the hardest semesters, being new, transitions and change and everything you were dealing with, not to mention the pandemic, but just in general, to have achieved that your very first semester is something that Alpha Lambda Delta offers an opportunity to celebrate that. But it also is an opportunity to join an organization of other students who also achieved that, where you might all be interested in supporting each other and working on maintaining that. And so part of ALD can help you maintain your academic grades and help you continue that. If you don't, though, so if your GPA does drop below a 3.5, you're not required to maintain it. So you don't get kicked out of the organization. You're still a member once you join. You're eligible right now based on fall 2021 grades. And this is your opportunity to join. You don't get invited again. It's not a recurring thing because it's based on fall 2021. This is it. This is your one-time invitation to be a part of it. So you are a member if you do join. So if this semester or next semester your cumulative drops below a 3.5, not the end of the world, but again, you'd be part of an organization that can sort of help you get back on track, but it is not required. So I'm going to cover the next one, Naya, and then I'm going to pull you in to have you comment if you have any comments about the GPA thing and celebrating and time. So we do hear a lot of students who might say, you've joined 3 or 4 other organizations, you're on a sports team, athletic team, you work part-time or more than part-time, you've got a lot on your plate. And so joining Alpha Lambda Delta is just sort of one more thing you might feel like you don't have time for. So one of the first thing we always say is it's not required. So a time commitment is not required. There will be events and meetings on campus and things to do and engage in, some educational service projects, fun things, service, leadership, all sorts of activities might be happening both locally and nationally, but you're not required to participate. You're very much encouraged to, and you'll probably really enjoy it, but you don't have to. Okay, enough from me. Naya, why don't you talk any of the first 3 things I've brought up, anything you want to add specific to the chapter or your experience?
So at first going in, I also thought I wouldn't have enough time joining an honor society. Like, college is way different from high school. But I decided to join in the end because I did join a lot of clubs in high school, and I thought it would be a great experience to meet new people. And it really has given me the opportunity. Even though with COVID, and through Zoom, there's been a couple of times where I would still be able to go in person and meet people. You can wear masks, you don't have to, that's your choice. But first, it gives you the opportunity to meet new people. Another thing is definitely leadership. There's so much opportunity to earn leadership skills. Currently, we are going through the process of electing new leadership for the next year. And if we see that you're participating, then you have a higher chance of getting leadership positions, and I think it's really worth your time. But additionally, even though you think you don't have enough time, like this is a great way to meet new people. You don't want to stress yourself out too much with schoolwork either. So you want to give yourself some time to like relax and maybe meet some new people. And this is a great way. Some of the things that we do are like volunteering events, which is a good way to like boost your resume as well when you do like volunteering hours. And then we also try to plan like social events, which is through like sporting events or like just regular social time with ice cream or, like basic social food, I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah. Oh, good. That's fun. One of the last things I always like to say about time commitment is that you are currently in your second semester of your first year. So you might right now have a lot on your plate, but you also have, 3 full years plus of college, if not more, at the university. And you're not necessarily going to know what your time commitments are like next semester, next year, in your future. So I just caution, be careful about making a decision right this moment, because if the rest of this semester looks really packed for you, and you don't have time, or don't even, you might want to go to events and you just know you can't, that things could change, that you're a member for life, you're a member for the next 3 years at Georgia, you're a member for life. I'll talk about some benefits beyond graduation. But remember that this is the only time you're getting invited to Alpha Lambda Delta. There are no invitations extended after the first year, because that's what the focus is. So just know that, your time commitments could change. You're going to learn how to study better. So you're going to get better at studying, at taking tests, at your academic coursework. So that might free up some time. And you might find that there are a handful of events, even if it's just one a year, that you'll want to go to, that the chapter plans. Okay, so time and money, those are the big things, time and money. So let's talk about money. I've just heard all sorts of things about the fees, and just because I got good grades, I should have to pay a fee. And any organization that charges you any fee to join is just absolutely a scam, and it's just not, it's sketchy and all of that. So again, we are a certified honor society. We meet the standards of honor society excellence. And I'm going to mention 3 things very quickly about what it means to be an honor society. And these are just some of the things you can sort of pay attention to if you do have these other organizations that are inviting you, or other emails you're getting. One is that we are a nonprofit charitable 501c3 nonprofit organization. So we are keeping the fee, that $30 fee, is just as low as we can have it to be able to offer all that we offer. And so we're not gouging students. We're not, some other organizations might be charging a lot more, but for $30, we feel like that's a pretty good rate. It is the lowest national honor society fee. So we are a nonprofit organization and charitable. The second thing is that we are campus-based, we're chapter-based, and that's a very important distinction. NAIA is on your campus, running your chapter on your campus. And you would not be invited and cannot join Alpha Lambda Delta unless you go to a school that has a recognized active chapter. Not always the case with other organizations. They're just blanket emailing millions of students, and anybody can get in, and they don't even have a presence on campus. And the third thing, somewhat related to that, is that we are an academic honor society. As that earlier slide talked about, the 3.5 cutoff. That's really the minimum considered honor. And so other organizations are just inviting a lot of, anyone can get in. They don't even look at grades. But we do have that academic cutoff, which I think is just an important distinction of an honor society versus a membership organization of another kind, maybe a leadership one or something else. So, so why is there a fee? There are expenses, the $30, you get the certificate, the pin, the leadership development the ALD Perks, the Career Development Series. You get all sorts of services at the national level. And like I said, we're a nonprofit organization, but there are expenses that help us operate to offer what we offer. So really, that's really why there's a fee, is just because it helps go towards some of those benefits. So what about that 25? So remember, the full fee for Georgia is not 30, it's 55. So anything above 30, so the 25 for Georgia is all money, 100% of it is for the chapter. That's what you all use to run and operate your chapter on campus. So I'll have Naya talk about that piece, what examples of things you spend it on or what it's for.
Yeah, so some of the things that we spend the money on is making room reservations. For example, when we hold meetings in person, we have to pay a fee for any type of reserving. For example, we're having a spring banquet in a few weeks, and we have to pay for the room. And then on top of paying for the room, we have to pay for like the food. Anytime we want to serve food at the meetings or the banquet, like it comes from the ALD chapter bank account. And then if we would like to give prizes, each meeting we try to have like one prize for after we do some breakout like game or something, or we see that you've been showing commitment. That's mainly for the spring banquet, but we also put money towards rewards. And this year we actually made t-shirts, and they were free for all members who participated. And honor cords at the end when you graduate are also free.
Great. And that right there, yeah, so those are great examples. I mean, honor cords are like $12, t-shirts probably $10 at minimum. The food, I mean, so is it worth it? I think that's your question. That's the question you want to answer. And so $55, what do you get for $55? I think there's a lot of value. There's a lifetime of value. There's value that you might not even quite realize or benefit from immediately, but things that you'll be able to partake in. And every student organization, and I'm sure Georgia has a lot, right? Probably hundreds, 500. It's a big school. So I think you have quite a few registered, recognized student organizations. They all need money to operate, every one of them. There's not one of them existing on your campus right now that doesn't have some sort of funds. They probably get money from the Student Government Association. They might have bake sales in your student union lobby. They're probably doing fundraising. Every organization needs money to operate. And that's why there is a $25 fee. And it's one time and that's it. You never pay any fee ever again. Also something to be careful of for those other organizations. Sometimes they'll continue to charge your credit card. So I think that's sort of the basic piece of the money part of it. And again, trying to keep it as low as possible. We are often confused for a fraternity and sorority. I think Georgia probably has a lot of fraternities and sororities. Do they? Is it a big Greek life on campus?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah. Yep, I thought so. Yeah, and I love fraternities and sororities. They're great. But there's a big difference between a social fraternity and sorority and an academic honor society. We're very different, even though we all sound the same because we all have Greek letters. So if you aren't into the Greek life thing, you are not joining a fraternity and sorority, but if you are, go for it and join both. In fact, you can join other honor societies, or I don't know if you have leadership honor organizations, you probably have service fraternities. You can join as many as you'd like. You're certainly encouraged to, particularly your honor society that is maybe attached to your major. Next year or the year after, usually third year, you might be eligible to join your academic major honor society. So you are certainly able to join more than one. You don't have to pick and choose. So I think we've talked about the scam thing. Naya, did you get multiple invitations? And what did you think when you first got the ALD one? Did you think it was a little sketchy, or what's the deal?
Yeah, I also went into thinking a lot of the emails were sketchy. I'm actually in 2 honor societies. Before deciding which ones I wanted to go through, I went to their information sessions. At that point, COVID wasn't happening, so I did go in person, meet in person. So that's why I knew it was legit, and I knew what they stood for was what I wanted to do. So that's why I joined ALD.
Yeah, the more chapters that have in-person info sessions, it's better, for sure that, and hopefully we'll go back to in-person sessions like this, but yeah. Yeah, so I mean, I think similar to what Naya said and what other students have told me is you got to just do your homework, look them all up, look them up online, check out their websites, check out social media, see if they have a chapter presence, a campus presence, if they are active, are there your peers, your student leaders running the chapter, talk to the chapter advisor, talk to your own other advisors, your academic advisors. It could be that they might be members because we've been around for so long. So which is actually a good segue into the next one, because this came up a few times, is like, so you're saying I don't have to be involved and I don't have to commit time. So why is it good? Like, why would it look good on my resume? Which is a good question. So I put it up on the slide. We have been around a long time. We have 1.3 million members over our lifetime. We're recognized. And so if it's a line on your resume, because grades don't always come up on applications or resumes, or if you had to submit a transcript for grad school or whatever it might be, they're not always paying attention, particularly to see how well you did your first semester, your first year. And so we're recognized. There are people that might recognize the organization on your resume. You're probably going to have a line or a heading or category on your resume for awards, recognitions, honors, things like that. So we'd be a line on that resume and maybe often your first one listed. So again, I think just because of how established we are, it's certainly a good part to put, or a line to put on your resume. If you transfer, this is a very common question, your ALD membership follows you. So you are a member for life. And so wherever you go, you're always still a member. So if you transfer to a school where we have a chapter, undergrad, then you'd let us know and we'll connect you, and we would just transfer your record and change your email to your new college email. And you could certainly be involved and go to those events, and you'd be a member there. If you transfer to a school that does not have a chapter, we'd add you to what we call our national chapter. And it's just sort of our way to keep track of all the students who transferred, but they don't have a school chapter at their school. And it allows you to stay in the loop. We can announce things, new programs, new services, new resources. It helps you be in the loop and be involved if you want. And the other cool thing is if you do transfer and we don't have a chapters, you could help us start one. We're always looking to start new chapters. We had 13 new ones last year. We just installed one at 3 o'clock today at St. Peter's, of all places, who was big news in the NCAA men's basketball. We just installed at St. Peter's. Anyway, you could take on a leadership role and start a new chapter for us. Anything you want to add before I go to the next slide, Naya, on that? Resume, anything there?
No, I would just say it is a very good thing to show that you started off really strong in your first year. I think people would like to see that.
Yeah, good. Very quickly, I just want to point out, this is part of the sort of doing your research thing. I'm not going to spend really hardly any time on our website, but just know that we are at nationalald.org. That's our main website. /invited is just a general page with a lot of the stuff we've just talked about, but a little bit more, some videos and more on our legitimacy and stories, quotes from students who've joined over the years. So check out /invited. And then 3 things I want to talk about, and this is sort of part of the funding piece. This is what some of those membership fee goes towards, a scholarship program. So we offer about $211,000 every year in scholarships. We give out 98 scholarships every year. And so you're eligible to apply for all of those. Our ALD Perks program is an exclusive ALD program you won't see anywhere else. And it's essentially what it sounds like, which is discounts and perks. You do sign up for it and sign in, register for it. It comes with your membership, but you do need to opt in. And it's an app on your phone that will offer you 300,000 different perks and discounts, pizza and restaurants and oil changes and health and wellness and movie tickets, free giveaways, all sorts of stuff in the ALD Perks program. Tens of thousands of our members participate in this. And the last one of many benefits that I like to highlight is our unique leadership certificate program. And this is an online leadership development program, 12 courses that you can take online, self-paced, so no deadline. And by courses, I really mean like mini courses. They're going to take you 30 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes each one. And there's 12 topics, really great topics that are good for your development. And if you complete 10 out of 12, you'd let us know at your choice, any of the 12 topics. You let us know when you're issued a certificate from the national, or the two sponsors organizations. You would be nationally certified as an ALD Leads certified member. So that's at nationalald.org. Anything more you want to add? I always like to add this slide. So what other types of things you've mentioned? A few things. There's lots of opportunity to be involved. I assume you said you're looking for new leaders and always looking for ideas, probably, right? For things that they want to do.
Yes, we always want to hear the opinions of our members. We definitely put out a bunch of volunteering events. We've done one at the food bank. We've done some at U Garden, which is one of the gardens that UGA hosts that we can volunteer at. And we definitely send out a few links to give you guys the opportunity to volunteer if you would like to. But we don't necessarily know what times work best and what members are actually looking for. So definitely when you are in it, like, it would be helpful for us to know what you want to do. And if you are on exec, then you definitely have a lot of say in what we could do moving forward. Yeah, and we also have social events. We like to get together and, just talk.
Cool. Yeah. Yep. Those are some typical. So you mentioned the honor cords. That's great that Georgia covers that for you. Honor cords are very, very popular. You're going to want one when you graduate. Trust me. You can have multiple cords because you might have joined other organizations. This is our exclusive ALD colors with a little pendant on it. And it sounds like you're going to get one if you join. Like I said, check us out. Check us out nationally. We're at National ALD, same as our website. We have a pretty active Instagram page that we post a lot of fun things, Study Tip Sunday and Career Tip Tuesday, Why Join Wednesday, Spotlight Saturday. We do a lot of themed stuff. A little bit more, a little bit less, I should say, on Facebook and LinkedIn, some leadership development stuff on YouTube. Does the chapter have any social media?
Yes, we have an Instagram account. We have a Wix site, like our own website. We have a Facebook account and we have a Twitter account.
Anything you could put in? Is there time to put something in chat or just announce it because we're recording too? Where are you at for Instagram?
I can look that up right now.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it's just UGA ALD.
No underscore or anything. UGA at UGA ALD.
At UGA ALD.
There we go. At UGA ALD. So check that out as well. The deadlines. This is a too wordy of a page here. Let's see. Deadlines are, I believe, till April 3rd. End of the day, Sunday is the goal for you. If you're thinking of joining, do so by the end of the day on Sunday, April 3rd. And that's so we can print the certificates and ship them in time for distribution on campus. Okay, so any questions for Naya or For the national office, you can email and text, but also if anybody has a question now they want to throw in chat or turn your camera on, feel free. Any questions? Naya, anything else you want to add before we wrap it up?
I don't have much. I was just say like I would recommend you joining. It's a great way to earn leadership skills and meet new people. Also get some volunteering hours if you want to boost that resume, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's great. Thank you so much. Thanks everyone for coming. And yeah, we hope you join and have a good night. Thanks, Naya, for your help facilitating today.
Of course. Thank you.
Thanks.